And welcome to Patti Knits and Spins. I'm Patti. You can find me on Ravelry as Pattisand. There is a group, Patti Knits and Spins podcast, so please come and join us. If you're looking for show notes, you can find those on pattiknitsandspins.blogspot.com. Today is October 11th, 2014. This is episode 40. Welcome back, Mojo. On today's show, I will be talking to you about my whips, my foes, the naps, stitching, spinning, purchases, an update, and whatever else crosses my mind. So, grab your favorite beverage of choice. Again this week is the Mega Water. Grab your craft of choice and sit back and let's chat. I could have also called this When Knitting Attacks, because this week, throughout two different projects, they both attacked me because I misread one. Really badly did I misread one. And the other one, I'll just have to show you so you'd understand. So let's get in with what's on the needles. I am knitting the 10th pair of socks of the year. I put these in my Knitting's My Bags bag for Halloween. I am knitting a pair of stripes. Well, I thought these were striped socks, but they're not turning out to be, so they are not going to qualify for the Stockinette Zombies knitting stripes along, so I'll have to grab another. In November, I'll have to do 2 pairs of striped socks. But anyway, this is Red Heart, Heart and Soul with Aloe in the Tequila Sunrise colorway. And here is the first one. This one I changed it up, not a lot, just a little bit. So I cast on the 28, I increased it to 64 stitches, and I'm doing a 2x2 rib on it using my Addi sock rockets, size 1 US, 2.25 millimeter. So here is the first one. I've knit it up to where I think I need to start the Fish Lips Kiss Heel, and I decided that I wanted to go ahead and do them in tandem, so I started this one yesterday. And these I have it on Chow Goose on a 32-inch cable. Usually I knit on a 40-inch cable, but these are the 32-inch, so they're all right. I have another pair of Addis, but those are turbos, and they're the older ones, so the needle itself is sticky, so I may be trading those in for a different pair. But I am finished with the increases and just started the 2x2 on this sock, so that is my 10th pair of socks for the year. And, oops, let me get those all back in here. Needles and socks, and so much fun. Alrighty, and the second thing I am working on is the Wink cardigan, if you remember, by Hannah or Hadda Knits. I am knitting this with Beaver Slide Dry Goods, which is 90 merino, 10 mohair. And if you remember, it looks a little bit different. I really misread the pattern because the band you are supposed to do per your size, either in inches or centimeters. I was doing the size where it said 7 inches or 17 centimeters. Yeah, I went 17 inches for each side. So I had 34 inches of the band knit. And I went to go pick up the stitches that it called for, and I read the pattern again, and that wasn't going to work. I had too many stitches and not enough stitches to pick up. That didn't make sense. I had more stitches to pick up than the stitches called for. That's when I discovered my mistake. I could not believe I had done that. I must have really not been paying attention and really not feeling well when I read the pattern the first time. So anyway, here we are. I did the band first on a size 7, which is a 4.5 millimeter, and I started to knit the reverse stockinette on that 7, and I didn't like how it was looking, and it was really tight for me. So I've gone up to an 8. I did not redo the band. I just went ahead and left it on the 7 and then put it on the 8, which is a 5 millimeter. And so far, I'm liking it. You can tell a little bit of a difference, but since this is up by the neck, under my hair, I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference. So, here we go again. And hopefully I can get this sweater done before winter's over. But at this rate, me and the sweater, I'm not holding my breath. But I'm liking the knit now that I am knitting it correctly. Yeah, that would have been nice. Who knows how far I would have been if I had read the pattern right. I would have been a lot further along. Those are the 2 that I have on the needles. My nap or needle adjacent, I really do want to knit a cowl out of this gradient. I just haven't thought or figured it out yet. I started it at one point and it just wasn't working out for me, so I will do this at a different time. And if you haven't seen this before, this is, let me grab it out of here. This is 192 yards of 100% Polworth top that I spun by Fiber Nymph Dye Works, and it's called Further Up, Further In, and it's from C.S. Lewis, The Final Battle of the Narnia series. So that was her inspiration. So I need to figure out what my inspiration is for this cowl, because I do like knitting with my handspun. Handspun's fun to knit with. And then eventually I need to figure out what I'm going to knit with this Socks That Rock. And this was a sheep to shoe kit. I got 535 yards, I think. And this is bejeweled. And this I want to knit a shawl with. I think with the 500 yards I should be able to get a really nice shawl. But as it is, it just sits right up there and stares at me. Finished objects. I have some finished objects this week because the knitting mojo is back. Yay! First off is my barley hat. I knit this out of handspun. This is by Tin Can Knits. I did the brim on a size 7, 4.5. I did the body on an 8, 5 millimeter. So as I said before, this is knitting color. This is the Great Pumpkin. I got 220 yards, and it has Angelina, Falkland, Firestar, and Merino. I really like how it turned out. I did a big modification on this hat. As you see, right now, as it sits on my head, it fits really well, and I like how it looks on my head. As I was finishing it up, I still had a whole bunch of stitches left over to keep increasing, or decreasing down to the crown, sorry. So I just went ahead and, broke the yarn, ran it through, and pulled really tight. So my hat is not like the rest of the Barleys, because there should be another probably inch maybe of decreases, and it would have just not, it would have been really super slouchy, and it wouldn't have fit me right. And I like how this fits right now. So yeah, it's a little slouchy, but I like it. So there is the Great Pumpkin Barley, is what I've called it. Number 2 off the needles was the striped socks. So this is the Truly Patterned Sensation sock. Yeah, the pink and red. This was my September stripe socks. And this is the other one that kind of, when knitting attacked, it kind of bit me. So last time you saw this sock, I was here, so I finished it all off. And after the last podcast last week, I looked at my sock and went, you've got to be kidding me. I'm not going to tear it out, but you've got to be kidding me. I did it again. I went from the outside of both of these balls, and the striping sequence is flipped. The grays match up, the pattern row matches up, but the pink and the red are flipped. I have got to stop before I start my second sock and double check that I don't do that anymore, because it's really kind of annoying when you're trying your best to make them match up perfectly because you want a nice pair of matching striped socks. And it doesn't work that way. I like the socks. I'm going to give them to my grandmother. She likes purple. She'll love the socks because she loves wearing my hand knit socks. So these are going to be her Christmas present. And, you know, she'll be very happy with them. But me, I either need to get over the fact that I want them to match, or I don't know, just fight with it until it does. But then that takes the joy out of it too. So giving these to my grandmother for Christmas, she'll be happy, I'll be happy, and everything will be good. So, I have one more finished object. I finished the spongy dishcloth by Stephanie Linder out of my sugar and cream that I paid 97 cents for. Only time to buy cotton is when it's 97 cents. I bought this at Joann's. This one is called the Sunny Sky. And if you remember, I said I was going to put this over top of the magnifier that I use to stitch when I am stitching in the craft room. And it does fit. I'm very happy about that. It goes right on that, and it's going to be perfect. I'll insert a picture somewhere around here. It might be at the end, showing you how well it fits. But here that is. I really liked it a lot. I knit this on a size, I think a 7. Let's see, did I write it down? No, I did it on an 8, a 5.0 millimeter. And I really like it. So, there we go. Those are the finished objects this week. So as you see, the crafting mojo really did come back in full force. Stitching. Hair. I finished my version of the Mysterious Halloween Town. There was still some more stuff on the bottom that were to be added, and I decided I didn't want to add any more. I liked how it looked, and I think it's going to be very, very cute. I'm going to look around and see if I can find a frame to put it in, and if not, maybe I'll just make up my own frame. But I'm really happy with it. I like how it turned out, and it was a very, very, very and this was Mysterious Halloween Town by The Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. You can find them at thefrostedpumpkinstitchery.bigcartel.com. I also started the October Stitch Along for Once Upon a Time, the fairy tale mystery Stitch Along. I am working through it. I'm not working on it as much as I have in the past, but I still have, 3 weeks before it before November, so I know I can get that done. And that is my goal, is to finish stitching on that and then work some on the fairy that I got from Heaven and Earth Designs. So that's all I have for stitching this week. I'll be inserting better pictures so that you all can see what I've been doing. Okay, spinning. I actually started spinning again. There's not enough to really show you. I sat down for maybe 10 minutes yesterday playing around with my Joy. The Traveler spinning wheel left my home yesterday to her new owner, which I am very happy, and she seems to be very happy, and that's all that counts. So now I am down to one wheel, and which is good because I wasn't really using the Traveler anymore because I really like the Joy. I did decide to play some more with the blending board. So this, I must really like pink and red because these turned out pink and red too. I did some row logs or poonies or whatever they're called. But I only did one full board full. I didn't keep doing more because I think what I'm going to do is start just using up what I have and then maybe even grabbing some of the commercial and the indie dyed fiber that I have and start blending that up and having fun with that. But, ooh, see, it's all just fun. And I might, start using some of this stuff as trim on some color work, or, I don't know, maybe throw it into a worsted weight blanket, because a lot of it is turning out worsted weight when I do it. So maybe I'll do a modular worsted weight blanket after I do my sock one. Yeah, I know it's still sitting over here beside me. I haven't touched it. I need to. Purchases. I went yesterday to my LYS, who sells wonderful fiber, and she had contacted a mill on her vacation, and they did some really great stuff. And at first I was going to use this on the blending board, but now I'm not sure. I may just spin it. You should see. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's like I took it out of the plastic bag and it says like, ah, static electricity. This is Angora Cormo and Tencel, 4 ounces, and it's like a cloud. A cloud fell from the sky and landed in my lap. Oh, it's just wonderful. And she says that this is stuff that she can't get again. So sad, but oh, look at that. Isn't it just like, it's heaven. It's heaven, let me tell you. It's heaven. So, and then I walked around her shop some more. And there is a gentleman here in Fairbanks who is making spindles. Arctic Vision Studios, and he's on Etsy under etsy.com/shop/Arctic Visions. This is a supported spindle. It's 26 grams of a maple and hemlock. So hopefully you guys can see that the color there. But, oh, I just love it. It's so pretty. So check him out. Get some turned spindles from Fairbanks. And then I picked up some, I think this is either Angelina or Firestar. So I got some copper. I got some more blue. I got some iridescent, and it turns from green to blue to pink as you're rotating it, so that's a lot of fun. And then I got some more, this is Tessa Silk, or no, Tencel. Is it Tencel or Tessa? It's one of those, and it's been combed, so it's really interesting stuff. Very interesting. So that is what I purchased at my LYS. I love going to her shop and looking through her fun add-ons for the blending board, and it's going to be wonderful. Wonderful! Okay. I guess that's all I've got, except for an update. If you don't want to stick around for the update, I guess I'll see you guys next week. And if you're sticking with me, I went to the doctor yesterday and got a clean bill of health. In a year, I have to go back in and get another colonoscopy. But she says I'm doing well, and I'm looking better, and I've gained 1 pound back of my 10 pounds that I lost. So I need to kind of be careful with that because I don't want to backslide all the way back. I'm up and walking more. I'm driving again, so that's really nice. It's also nice that it snowed when it did, so now the roads are still a little slippery, but they're not too bad. So I like like I've said before, I like waiting until all the people learn how to drive in the snow. And I think that's a good possibility they have. So everything looks good in that arena. Oh, and I did want to mention, I forgot, that there is a YouTube video. It's called Destination Fairbanks, I think. I should have looked that up. I'll put a link to it in the show notes. But it's a 3-minute video of Fairbanks. And it shows some really great pictures of Fairbanks. There's a group singing in the background. The coffee shop is actually my in-laws' coffee shop that's in that, so that's really cool, called McCafferty's. There's ice cream place, Hot Licks, that's shown in that video. Downtown is shown a little bit. There's a couple of sky pictures, so it's really a very well done video. If you've ever wanted to know what Fairbanks looks like, you could check that one out. So I think that's all I've got for you this week, guys. And I hope that your week goes well. I hope that your crafting goes well. And I hope that whatever you craft it to your heart's content. And I'll see you next week. Bye.